Do the Buffalo Bills have a trade coming soon? Welcome to Buffalo Against the World.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu and
Cousin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
Welcome everyone to another edition of the Buffalo Against the World show. It's your host Kulu in the building. And we've been getting a lot of rumblings, a lot of people talking, a lot of people on Twitter since that horrible, disgusting loss the Buffalo Bills faced against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Bills fans are finally talking real. Bills fans are finally talking real. Sean McDermott really brought this out, and he brought it on himself. Brandon Beane really brought it on himself with this roster buildup. And now many people are talking trades. Many people want receivers. Many people want some speed on the defense. Many people are talking. I've heard Stephon Gilmore's name thrown out there. I've heard Jaden Wallow's name thrown out there. We're going to talk about some of these guys as possible possibilities for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, look, man, it's at a point where we're here with dealing with roster buildup. We're dealing with coaching issues, and we're also dealing with execution issues. We've got a lot of issues on the table that need to be addressed. Let's talk about a few things. Before we get into this trade talk, let's talk about where the Buffalo Bills are now. Starting within the first 6 weeks. First few games, we saw the struggles. The struggles were there. And we know the defense struggled. We know the cover two defense that they refused to mount out of has been a problem. And every time they switched to man in the second half, especially these past two games, the Buffalo Bills defense played a lot better. They did. They played a lot better once we decided to mod out of that cover two defense. Now, I'm not saying the cover two defense needs to be completely abandoned, but once you get a quarterback that's good enough to find the receivers in the gaps of the cover two, you got to switch it up a little bit. And this has been my problem with Bobby Babbage. Okay. We heard Leslie Frazier's name come up a lot. And Leslie Frazier, as we all know, he departed from the Buffalo Bills pretty much not too long after the 13 seconds. And a lot of Buffalo Bills fans are now starting to say it really wasn't his fault. So why is he no longer on this team? Well, that's something that's water under the bridge at this point. We got Bobby Babbage. Sean McDermott trusts him. And I know there's been times, and I know that last game against Atlanta that Sean McDermott pulled play calling from Bobby Babbage. I believe it. I believe he took over the play calling because we clearly saw some better defensive play. But the struggles were there even when we were 4-0. The defensive struggles with tackling. Cuzzo Brad said it on the show just this past week. On the Sunday night show, he mentioned that this Buffalo Bills are at the bottom of the league in tackling. We cannot get guys on the ground. We saw that with Derrick Henry. And now here against another really good running back in Atlanta. I mean, what can you say, man? This kid right here, he's not playing no games, man. That kid right there was not playing no games, man. And he was running through tackles, running guys over, running over safeties. I feel like a safety gets ran over every single game. And it's the guy, Taylor Rapp. It's a wrap for Taylor Rapp. We're going to talk about some of these guys that can possibly be moved in order to get an elite player. Now, one of the names that we've been seeing a lot of, guys, the names that we have been seeing a lot of starting right here, Chris Olave. A lot of Bills fans really are intrigued by Chris Olave. I would say I have one concern. My only concern about Olave is the concussions. You talk about guys like Tua Tagovailoa, These guys have really had some concussions, concerns that one more concussion can kind of end their career. And this is what you're talking about with Chris Olave. I mean, the guy has the speed. I mean, his speed is like no other. I mean, I think he ran like a 4.39, 4.41 or something like that in the combine. He has that breakaway speed. In fact, he's open 40% of the time. Really love that. Has the skill set, has the size that we particularly like in a prototypical wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. He has the physical offsets to really get past, to jump over, and all of those good things that you like in a wide receiver. And his contract lines up with what the Buffalo Bills would like to do in making a trade. The issues are the injury concerns. That is something that Brandon Beane has not been able to escape. Brandon Beane has not been able to escape the injuries. The injuries have been a real big problem for this team. And at the end of the day, if you want to win, something's going to have to change. So I think I would make a run at him. You know, obviously there's some guys that you would like to move off of. You know, Curtis Samuel, goodbye. He's a guy that I would definitely move off of. You can also move off of AJ Epinesa. I know a lot of us probably don't want to do that. AJ Epinesa has been one of your steady pass rushers, you know, and he's a talent that you like. He's a backup, but his contract actually can match to kind of make this work. Really, there's not too many people that's off the table for me. There's not too many people that's not tradable to me. I mean, I would trade Gregory Rousseau right now if I could. Now, I know a lot of you going to disagree with me, but go look at his play. 2 sacks, 13 tackles in 6 games. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable for somebody getting paid $86 million. That is not acceptable. Okay? He is not a difference maker to me. He is not. You want to talk to me about the block punt? Okay, we can give you the block punt. But ultimately, no, he's not a difference maker. He has one move. He doesn't use swing moves. He does not do that. What he does is he tries a bull rush, and he doesn't have the strength to do it. So let's talk about that. Drop comments below if you have an opinion on what the Buffalo Bills should do. And first, let's start with, who are you willing to give up? Who are you giving up? If you want a Chris Olave, you want an AJ Brown, if you want a Jalen Waddle, what are you giving up to get him? Listen, I'm telling you, I would give up Gregory Rousseau right now to get Olave, AJ Brown, or Waddle. My number one pick right now. Who do I want? Well, some of you are not going to like this either, but I want Waddle. I mean, we play against this guy. We know what he can do. We know his talent. We know he's got the speed. We know he stretches the field well. We know he's got good hands. We know he runs good routes. We know because we play against him twice a year. And he's got clear separation ability, and he's 26 years old. He's young. That's why I would say Jalen Waddle would be the number one guy I'm going after. Now, the question you may ask, Kulu, they're not going to trade Jalen Waddle, especially after Tyreek Hill just went down. Well, at this point, where this team is right now with Tua calling out team players in the locker room, they're at a point where they just need to blow this whole thing up. They need to blow this whole thing up. They're not winning games. Their season is looking like if they lose another 1 or 2 games, they're going to have to blow this whole thing up. Don't expect to see Mike McDaniel last too long. Okay. That is going to clearly be happening very soon. It's going to happen. Now, the Buffalo Bills now, they can steal him away. And you probably thought, Buffalo is not, they're not doing that. They're not, they're not going to even try. Brandon Beane has a history. Listen, this is a cryptic tweet from Jalen Waddle right here. So I'm asking you guys, drop comments below. What is Jalen Waddle saying here? Is he saying that this is where he's coming? Come on now. This is his tweet right here. Okay. Now, obviously, we put the, is he telling us something in there? But this is a tweet that he posted. Is he saying, Buffalo, come get me? Is he already in talks with with Brandon Beane? Is already in the making? I really hope so, because this guy, he's young. We give him a contract. We'll probably have to give him a brand new contract next year. And that can create some problems for the Buffalo Bills. Some of the problems that it can create is, you got to try to sign Connor McGovern next year. You got to bring back Osiris Torrance, your offensive line. So this may be an issue. Okay. So we got to be sure if we have the money. Now, again, who am I letting go? I'm willing to let go Aaron Johnson. I'm willing to let go Dawson Knox. I'm willing to let go Gregory Rousseau. I'm willing to let go Matt Milano, who's injury prone. I'm willing to let go Taylor Rapp. Think about all of these players that the Buffalo Bills have just signed. Terrell Bernard, not playing to where he has been. Terrell Bernard, I really like him because he's always in the place he should be, but he's just too small. He's too small, y'all. And, being 220 pounds, trying to play against offensive linemen every down, it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be wear and tear on your body. And you can see what's happening to Matt Milano to this very day. Can't sustain in the NFL. Now, you look at a guy like Shaq Thompson, he's got the body type, the physical body type. You look at a guy like Dorian Williams, they have the body type to sustain a 16, 17 game season. You can't say the same for Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard. All right. Let's look at the cornerback position. Christian Benford. He's another guy that you signed, that you invested in as being the future of this team. Now, Christian Benford, I'm going to make some excuses for him. Christian Benford is overcompensating for the back end struggles of the safeties with guys like Cole Bishop still learning the system, and Taylor Rapp. Like I said, it's a wrap for Taylor Rapp. Taylor Rapp has found himself in the wrong place one too many times. And this is why he's missing tackles. This is why he's getting ran over. And Benford is trying to compensate, not able to play his 111, basically trying to play 2 or 311, trying to overcompensate for them. That's why Benford hasn't been in the right spot a lot. And possibly even Tre'Davious White. Really go watch the All 22 and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. These corners are having to overcompensate because these younger guys in the system didn't really understand. Now, you see, as soon as Jordan Poyer came in, you see things changed up a little bit. See, things changed up. He was able to go man. It was actually working a lot better. So, like I said, I mentioned Dawson Knox. The production, it just hasn't been there the past 3 seasons. He has a contract that is workable, that can possibly be traded. Gregory Rousseau, we talked about him earlier. Greg has not lived up to the contract. I know he just got it. Some say, Kulu, you're giving up on him way too soon. Man, I see guys that got it and I see guys that don't. I could have told you last year he didn't have it. I was saying all last season, go all out to pick up Myles Garrett. All out. Whatever you got to do it. Like Greg Rousseau, I guess if you couldn't get Myles Garrett, then you just go ahead and sign him, but even so, I would have let him walk. I mean, he's never had a double-digit sack season. Never. But Brandon Beane is sold on keeping the guys that he drafted. I'm sorry, but to me, he's not getting us closer to a Super Bowl. So I wouldn't mind giving him up. Drop comments below. Anybody, who would you like to see go in order to get some of these receivers that we mentioned? We mentioned Jaden Waddle. We mentioned AJ Brown. Now, I will say this about AJ Brown. As much as we like AJ Brown, he's one of the older receivers. I mean, I always called AJ Brown the next coming of Eric Moulds. I mean, he has the physicality. He has the nasty attitude that you want in a wide receiver. He is a bit of a diva too. You guys see what he's doing in Philly right now. You know, these guys just won the Super Bowl last year, and he's already kind of saying, like, I can't play with this team no more. You know, again, you just won a Super Bowl. You would think you were trying to stick that out, you know, but he's fed up. He's at the point, but he's older. And next year, you're going to pay him his full salary. This year, you can keep him for this year. Just so everybody know, you'll be paying him close to like $790,000 if you took him now, which is fine. Which is fine for this year. But you got to deal with that in his full contract next year. And that's going to hurt your opportunities to sign an Osiris Torrance and a Connor McGovern coming up in the contract year. So you got to be real careful with an AJ Brown. Love the guy, love his ability. But again, it really hurts your chances. I keep saying this is the guy. Jalen Waddle is the guy, I believe. Now, I wouldn't be mad about Chris Olave. Wouldn't be mad about it. But it is a high risk with the concussion issues. He's had some really bad concussion issues to the point where he can get hit and never play football again. And you just traded whatever you had to trade, probably something big, to get him. Now, what do the Buffalo Bills need to do to get a Jaden Waddle? The Buffalo Bills would have to give up draft compensation. What are you willing to trade? What are you willing to trade? I know some of y'all going to kill me in the comments. Cool. I will part ways with a first round pick for Jaden Waddle. Let's be honest here. Very seldom are you going to find a receiver in the draft of this caliber. Very seldom. You're probably going to be picking at 26, 27, 28, 29. Let's be honest here. You got to do something. What I would do, I'm making a move. I'm trading the draft compensation. I'm trading the first round pick, and I may move off of Curtis Samuel to go with it. I think that would really be good for the Buffalo Bills. Curtis Samuel has been a guy who has not had the production that we would like to see. He hasn't, and here we are. We don't really know what to do with him. He's had injuries. He finds himself out of the lineup. He's been inactive 3 or 4 times this year. I mean, what are we doing here? He's been playing special teams. What are we doing here? At this point, for what we signed him for the money that we signed him for, he's not being utilized. I'm willing to let him go. All right. No, a lot of people mention corner help. I'm thinking more on the free agent waiver wire for that. You got Stephon Gilmore still out there. Asante Samuel Jr., there was been some concerns, injuries with that. There was a lot of rumblings about him possibly coming around preseason time. It never happened. There was some talks about signing him. Never happened. Do we revisit that now? I think you should. I absolutely think Brandon Beane, if you looked at the tape that we looked at, you understand we need help. And we got injuries too. We got some injuries. But if I'm going to make a trade, I'm making a trade on the offensive side of the ball. And sometimes the best defense is a really good offense. And we've been a shell of the offense that we were last year. The key to this Buffalo Bill Joe Brady offense is the balance attack. Couple problems that I have with the offense today. The problems I have is that this offense becomes one-dimensional too fast, too early in the game. We were trying to air it out, and you have no defense to stretch the field. So what did Atlanta do? They put 5 in the box, and they rushed 5 60% of the time. You couldn't do anything. They lit a blueprint to beat you because you have nobody that scares them to go over the top. Nobody. You got Elijah Moore. You're not using him. Yeah, instead, you want to use him on bonehead reverse plays on 3rd and 1. I don't get it. Got James Cook. Ty Johnson, who can catch the ball very well. Excuse me. You got Ray Davis, who can catch the ball out of the backfield very well. You're not using him. Look, man, you got to do something. The Buffalo Bills cannot sit back. They cannot sit back and let this go. They cannot. They have to make a move. Now, I know a lot of people were talking about the guy from the Raiders. I don't know his name and don't care to know his name. I want to stay away from him. He's a 4'6" guy. We need speed. You got a couple of 4'6" guys on your team already. Like, please stop. We need separators, man. Yeah, the Raiders dude got 1,000 yards a year or so ago, and it's got some hands, but we need separators, man. We need separators, period. Who do you guys want to see on this team? AJ Brown? Jaden Waddle? That's my number 1 pick. Or Olave. All right, now my top 3. I'm going to start right there. Start at 3. Love AJ Brown. A little bit older. Nasty attitude. Super Bowl champion. Positives. All positives. Negatives. He's older. Could be a bit of a prima donna. And it's going to hurt your chances of signing Osiris Torrance and Connor McGovern next offseason. So for that, he's my 3rd choice. Now, again, there's stuff that Brandon Beane can work around to make this a possibility. But my least favorite is AJ Brown right now. My second favorite, number 2, is Olave. Positives, open 40% of the time that he runs routes. Gets great separation. Corners can't keep up with this guy. He's got the physicality. He's got your prototypical receiver that you like. Big, strong, fast, physical. Runs great routes. Negative, only negative for this guy is a concussion issue. The concussion issue is my only problem with getting Olave. That's why he's in the middle there. So why he's my number 2. But my number 1 is Jalen Waddle. He's my number 1. Why? Because number 1, he's a true number 1 receiver. He can do it all. He's got the speed. He's got the strength. He got hands. He runs great routes. We're familiar with him. We know what he can do. We know his abilities. And he's 26 years old. I think he's a win-win. The only negatives that come out of it is you're probably going to give up a lot to Miami. A lot of youth. And possibly an early first-round draft pick. Which you might not want to do, but I will do it. Because guess what the Buffalo Bills are trying to do? We're trying to win right now. We're trying to get Josh Allen a Super Bowl right now. What place would you rather be than right here, right now? Stop playing. This is the guy. This is the guy you want. All right. And if you agree with me, feel free to drop comments below. All right. You'll see us on Buffalo Against the World, our normal show. Feel free if you missed the live chat. But also, what do you want to see for week 7? Well, I want to see some fresh meat up in here. I want to see some new guys up in here that are fearless, that want to win a Super Bowl. The only reason why anyone's coming to Buffalo is because they love Josh Allen and they want to win a Super Bowl. They're trying to help this team go over the hump to the next level, to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and to go in the Super Bowl. So I'm telling you right now, what the Bills have to do. What's up, Lisa? What's up, my sister? How are you? Make sure you follow us. You got to follow us on YouTube right now. All right, make sure you do that. Follow us on YouTube. Buffalo Against the World, Buffalo Against the World, everything Buffalo Against the World on Facebook, Buffalo Against the World on YouTube. It's BA-Dub on Twitter, on X. Follow us there as well. But listen, week 7, switch it up. Make sure you will maintain the balance of your offense. Do not abandon James Cook. He's that good. You just gave him a contract. Like, it's no reason. And I was so glad when the camera panned to James Cook when they decided to do that silly reverse play. Panned right to his face. He said, yo, why they take me out? That's exactly what the words that came out. Please start speaking up. Start speaking a little louder, James, because they're not hearing you. They're not hearing you. They keep taking you out. I don't understand why. The Falcons had the lightest defensive line in the NFL. You could have gap controlled them the whole game. But instead, you wanted to air it out in the first half. All those countless 3-and-outs. Abandon the run way too early. Again, that's coaching. That's a coaching problem that I have with Sean McDermott. Okay, you have to put your team in the positions to win games. Josh Allen, got to shape up, man. Take the check down if it's there. There were too many times where Ray Davis or Ty Johnson or James Cook was in the flats and you passed it up. That's what made you so good last year. That's what made you an MVP last year, is you took what the defense was giving you. They're not scared of Keon Coleman. I know McDermott is pushing this narrative. We've got to get Coleman going. It's not working. He doesn't have elite speed. He may be able to win a few jump balls. He runs 2 routes, a 9 route, which is a deep post, and he runs a deep route. And he's barely ever open. His best is in the red zone. That's when he's at his best. You got to accept that. We got to accept that that's what Keon Coleman is. A lot of people keep saying, give him a chance, give him this. I've seen enough. I know what he is. You can tell a dog is a dog. Just think about it. Could you tell Eric Moulds was good his first year? I can tell he was explosive his first year. He's doing kick returns. Could you tell Andre Reed showed flashes of being good his first year? What about Marshawn Lynch? What about these guys that you drafted? Couldn't you tell? James Cook his first year. Couldn't you tell he showed flashes? He had some fumbleitis when he first started. But then look the flashes of skill that he displayed. Catching the ball in the backfield. Running the ball hard between the tackles. As a young man, you saw the potential there. You just said, this guy's got to get more polished. I don't see that with Keon Coleman. I don't. And I don't believe that he's a number 1 or number 2 receiver in this NFL. I think his best bet is to go back and forth with Khalil Shakir in the slot. That's what I think. I think that's his best bet. Because he does not have the skill to be on the outside. defensive backs are right on his heels. I'm sorry. Listen, some of y'all may say, Kulu, you're being negative, you're being this, you're being that. I want to win a Super Bowl. And that's at the expense of anybody, with the exception of Josh Allen, James Cook, Deion Dawkins, and your offensive line has been solid. Oh, don't forget Deion Walker. That boy has been playing like a savage. Deion Walker has been playing like a savage. Love it. That's the dogs we need on this team. Just about everybody else, okay, Benford, Bernard, okay. But I asked the question earlier, who would you get rid of? I mean, you saw the results. Past 2 weeks, couldn't stop nobody, couldn't tackle nobody. 32nd in the NFL in tackling efficiency. That tells you a big story. You got to learn how to tackle. You got to get players that can tackle. This blue collar way doesn't work. You need skilled players. You need dogs. You need people who want to win. You need people who want to help Josh Allen. You don't want everybody who comes on this team to say, well, Josh is doing it. Let him do his thing. No, that's not what you want. You want players on this roster to say, Josh is going hard. I got to go hard too. That's what we need right now. Stop playing. All right. Drop comments below. What do you want to see the Buffalo Bills happen right now, coming up week 7? What's the issue, guys? What's the problem? Is it the coaching or is it the roster? I always start from the top and I come down. The roster is on the bottom here. All right. And you lost some guys. You lost Jordan Poyer before. You lost Micah Hyde before. And you haven't effectively replaced them. I'm telling you now. A lot of you guys said had so much negative to say about Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin is better than Taylor Rapp. Damar Hamlin didn't get beat over the top. Damar Hamlin wasn't just getting ran over. Let's be honest. He's a safe guy. He's not really an elite safety, but he's safe. He's safe. It's a wrap on Taylor Rapp. He's not that guy. He's not your long-term guy. Please. So coaching-wise, I got to put it on coaching. A lot on coaching when it comes down to not modding out of that cover 2 until the second half. I mean, I think you didn't need to wait that long. You could have did that. You should have these adjustments already ready. And this also comes back to why Cole Bishop, why does Cole Bishop not have the knowledge of the defense that he should? Why is he not always in the right spots? Well, I'm going to tell you why. He didn't have a preseason. That's coaching. Yes, he was injured part of the preseason, but other parts was to hold him out so he doesn't get injured. Same thing with Keon Coleman. Why was Keon Coleman sat for the whole preseason like he's a superstar? He's a second-year player. He's proved nothing. That's bad coaching. You're holding people out of preseason so they don't get hurt, and they've proven nothing in the NFL. It makes no sense. That's coaching. Another thing is coaching is when your star running back who you just paid is running open out of the backfield and you don't tell your quarterback, you didn't look at your star running back. It's you, Josh, and it's the James Cook show. Everybody else is secondary after that. You should know that. And if your quarterback doesn't recognize it, it's on you coaching Joe Brady, Sean McDermott to say, look for James. Okay, so a lot of it to me has to do with coaching. I'm seeing McDermott. What is it going to take for you to stop clapping when we're getting blown out? I want to win. And that's by any means necessary. That's whether McDermott is here. That's whether McDermott is gone. I want to win the Super Bowl with Josh Allen because there's not another Josh Allen coming after Josh Allen. Do you guys not understand the urgency that it takes to win a Super Bowl? Your window is very tight. It's a 5 or 6 year window, and then it's gone. Do you understand that? Bills Mafia, do you understand? If we continue to let years waste under Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott's philosophy, we may never get a Super Bowl in Buffalo. Okay? And that's just the real. I am so happy that Bills fans have started to wake up and started saying, you know what? I see they used to say, Kulu, you're being negative. You're not believing in your team. I believe results. I believe when you show me your philosophy is working. I don't believe you when you look like frauds out there. I can't believe that when you keep putting it on your superstar quarterback to drain all of his energy. Now, there is something to be said. Joe Brady claims, this is just a claim, that they want to save a lot of the play calling for the playoffs. But you got to get to the playoffs, Joe. You got to get to the playoffs, Joe. Are you listening to me? You got to get to the playoffs before you can break out some of these plays. And your guys got to get familiar with the plays by running the plays periodically. Stop saying you're saving your best plays for the playoffs. That makes no sense, dude. Yes, there are going to be things that you're going to have that you don't run, but you run it in practice. Okay, I get it. But you got to run them sometime during the season. If you got these plays that are just like great plays, okay, you got to put it out there. You got to get your guys running them, especially when you got young, inexperienced players. Right now, Khalil Shakir is still your best receiver. He's still your best receiver. He's still the best guy that you got. You got to scheme him open. Dalton Kincaid having a fantastic season. He was injured last week. Got to get him going. But if you don't have them, you better run those two tight end sets, and you better have those running backs, two running backs coming out of the backfield, split behind Josh Allen, and you better utilize them in the pass game. It's just common sense. So when I ask you, is it coaching or is it roster? I'm going to start at coaching every time. I'm going to start at managing the guy, managing the team. When it comes down to the roster, you got a lot of unfortunate situations that happen with these injuries. I mean, pretty much, with the exception of Gregory Rousseau, pretty much everybody you signed has not lived up to their contract right after they got signed. Benford, like I said, I'm giving Benford a break because I think Benford is overcompensating for poor safety play. That's why he can't play as 111 in the cover two. I'm just going to be honest. And Benford is not a man coverage guy. That's just not who he is. He's a great cover two corner. Okay. Tre'Davious White, don't even know why you brought this guy back. Don't even know. I guess he knows the system, but I mean, he's a roster guy that his feet don't move well anymore. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you can find better, I know everybody wants to say Maxwell Harrison, bring him back, get him back out there. Maxwell Harrison is not even ready. He has not cleared the point where he can come back. So stop trying to rush the man back. And if you rush him back after a possible knee injury, he can just re-injure it. Let the guy sit for as long as he needs to sit. He still hasn't learned this system. You can break that guy's confidence, but you need to get somebody in here. I mentioned Asante Samuel Jr. I also mentioned Stephon Gilmore as a possible guy that you can throw out there and get. Go out there and get on the waiver wire right now. Do you make that move? I don't know. Gregory Rousseau, I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. I mean, he has trade value. He has trade value. He's 6'6". He's like 260, 270. He's got prototypical size. He's had some production in the league. It hasn't been double-digit sacks or anything, but a team could say, "Hey, we could take it. We'll take a chance on him." It'll clear up some cap space for for the Buffalo Bills. We've already paid him some of his contract for this year, but I would say that's a move I'm not against making because I want to win now. And I believe a really good offense is sometimes the best defense. You score more points than the other team. You outscore them, hey, you win. So I'm all for that. All right, Bills Mafia, man, it's been a pleasure to come on tonight, Dolo tonight. And, who do you see? If you missed the chat, drop it in the chat below. If you missed us, wasn't live tonight. It's Friday night. I know a lot of people are out and about doing their thing, having fun. Make sure you're being safe and making it home safe as well. But if you missed the chat, drop comments below still. Who do you want? Jalen Waddle, Olave, AJ Brown. There's somebody I didn't mention. Those are my top three, y'all. Those are my top three. If we can get one of those guys, preferably Jalen Waddle, we can make that happen. Y'all gonna see me jumping for joy next week on the show. This is Kulu signing off. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel on X. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to Buffalo Against the World on YouTube. Keep our subscribers coming up. We're going to be here consistently. You're going to see us a lot more throughout the week as well. And also, you're also going to catch us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook already, make sure you do that. This is where a lot of our live shows go live. So this is Kulu signing off. This has been an absolute treat. Welcome to Buffalo Against the World, and we'll see y'all Sunday.
This is Buffalo Against the World Sports Talk with Kulu and
Cousin Brad.
Bills Mafia. It's our time.
Act like you know, baby.
Act like you know.
High, big BSS, man. Buffalo against the world, man. We can take on anybody. It's the world. Buffalo against the world, man. Buffalo against the world. I know what's going on, man. We out here. We outside, man. We outside.
Buffalo against the world.
The mafia, the fan base that adopt you. On Sundays we are not cool, any other days we're robbing. We haven't said we're handling. We spoke, we gotta say thanks though.